Grand rising, grand evening, whatever time it is for you. You know what I'm getting today? I am getting that they see now. There's something that you said to someone, something that you shared. This could have been something that you recognized and realized. It could have been a download. It could have been a transmission of some sort, or it could have simply been something that you recognize within the confines of that dynamic and connection with the individual that I'm speaking about in this video. There is something that you shared with this individual, and you'll know if this message is for you because the truth that you shared with them was shared from a place of love. And you know, something else I'm getting is that this may have even been someone who was actively harming you or taking destructive or abusive actions towards you, either in your face or behind the scenes. But there was something that you said to this person that they now see. Now, before I started recording this video, I was seeing the angel number 123. This may have been something that you shared with someone a year ago, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. And just like the angel number 123, it is a steady incline. So this truth that you shared with them, that you shared within the vibration of love, it has been planted and gestating within their subconscious mind this entire time. At the time that you shared this truth with them, whether it was a download or something that you just recognize, they were unable to receive what you were gifting them, the truth that you were gifting, because they had a lot of toxic attachments. They were attached to either a group or third parties. And when I say third parties, I don't mean specifically people. It could have been people, but it may have also been a substance, self-limiting beliefs, a outdated way of thinking, something along those lines. They had these attachments that were affecting, fogging up their scope and their perceptual lens. They had these toxic attachments that made the message, the truth that you gifted to them, distorted. And so they were not receptive to it. But I feel like a main point, the reason why I'm being so strongly guided to share this is because I think that God, that source, that the universe, your ancestors, all the benevolent forces who guide you, they want to highlight that we must never underestimate the power of something spoken or shared, a seed planted with the vibration of love and the frequency of truth. You see, love is the highest vibration, and the frequency that love emits is truth. So anytime we share something, and you're gonna know if this message is for you, because when you shared this thing with this person, you yourself may have been being actively harmed by this person. This may be someone who did not have your best interest or good intentions towards you. This could have been someone who was actively causing you harm, either in your face or behind the scenes. This could have been someone who was attached to a toxic group or substances. There's some type of third party energy that this person was attached to that made them unable to receive you, to see you, and to process these seeds of truth that you were gifting to them. But you see, when you share something, when you have this strong urge, and a lot of times it doesn't even make a lot of logical sense, you will receive this transmission, this channeled message. You will receive this inner knowing and feel this strong push to share it. When it is put on your heart, when you are called to share something to someone, and you are sharing that thing with the vibration of love and the frequency of truth, and you are sharing it only with the intention of sharing, right? You're not expecting anything in return. You're not even expecting or suggesting that the individual you're sharing it with receive it or believe it, right? You just have this strong desire and push to share it. Those seeds are seeds of gold. It is so powerful. And sometimes when we share these things, they may sit underneath the soil of the subconscious of the person that you shared that truth with, that seed of truth. And it may sit there for quite some time. It could take years before that seed breaks open and starts growing, right? And then reaches that awareness, their conscious awareness. It can take years, for something, a seed of truth planted with hands of love, to grow into someone's conscious awareness, from the subconscious into the consciousness. So I just wanted to say that I think that the reason why I'm even being guided to share this is because my guides, Source, and the Most High wants you to know how truly powerful these seeds that you plant from the vibration of love and the frequency of truth are. How there are people that you've shared things with. There are souls you've connected with. There are seeds you've planted that you may never even see grow. There are things you've shared with people that help aid in their activation and ascension and connection with self. So, with this specific channeled message, they were unable to perceive or receive what it was that you shared with them, but they see now. What I'm getting is that it is the same third-party energy or toxic attachment that they had then that made it so that they were unable to see, to receive, to realize what it was you were sharing, that caused that seed to break open now and sprout into their conscious awareness. There is something that you shared with this individual that has been gestating this entire time, and something recently, very recently, that's what I'm feeling in the energy, something happened recently that caused that seed to break wide open, those roots to extend down to their root, right? And the truth birthed from that seed to sprout right into their crown, their conscious awareness, right into their space where it could be realized. Something you shared, something you said, just blew someone's mind, essentially. And I'm getting that it could have been something you prophesized, or maybe it was just something that while you were in the confides and the connection with this energy, with this person, you may have been seeing things, picking up on things, picking up on danger, recognizing patterns within your environment that this person was unable to see due to them being cloaked and veiled by these toxic attachments and third party energies. But you saw it and you spoke it. And you spoke it from a place of love, not because you wanted to change this person's mind, not because you wanted to change anything. You shared this because at the time you just loved them. You shared this in a very selfless way because I feel like for some of you, what you had to sacrifice, meaning your own safety, your own peace of mind, and in some cases, sacrifice your own livelihood. What you had to sacrifice in order to be that channel and that conduit and get this message, plant these seeds for this person was a detriment to you. But that seed you sowed in truth, in the vibration of love, it has now opened. And something that is happening in this person's life now, there is something that they saw, there is something that they are seeing, there's something that they are hearing, there is something that they found that directly correlates and connects to what it is you shared with them way back then. It is definitely a activation point for this person. And their lens, that perceptual lens, it will never be the same. There's something that is activated within this person from a seed that you sowed years ago. A year ago, 2 years ago, three years ago. And you just gave, that seed you sowed, just gave someone the last little piece, the last little energetic data point that they needed to remove the veil and remove the scales off of their eyes and off of their perceptual sight. And so that is the message, and that is what I'm getting, and that is what I'm hearing. And you'll know what this thing is that you shared, what this truth seed that you sowed was, because it's going to be different for all of you. But what we can take away from this channeled message is that when you are operating in your authentic state, and when you answer the call and you allow these truths that you receive, these channeled messages that you receive, you follow that call and you share these things, there is always a reason and a purpose. And you may not see, here in the physical, what that is, but sometimes, if you're a channeler, you are a conduit, Sometimes the things that you feel strongly guided to share and to a specific person, or even on a platform, the things that you're guided to share is there is a grand design to all of this. And each fractal, we all make up this whole of, this collective consciousness. And when you feel that unexplainable urge and call to say something rooted in truth and coming from a place of love to a specific person or on a specific topic, God wants you to know that there's always a purpose behind these heart-led pushes that we have to share certain things and share certain information. I mean, for example, I'm not normally guided to share micro messages. A lot of the things that I share, if you've watched any of my other content or you've watched me on TikTok, a lot of it is more fine-tuned to the macro, right? More geared towards the grand design or the collective at a macro level versus individual, personal channeled messages. But I will say, as of late, I have been getting a lot more pointed micro messages and channeled messages. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because, that's just what, as a channeler, as a open and receptive channel, maybe that's where my voice is currently needed, right? But I trust it. I trust myself. I trust the messages I receive, and I trust that what I share will reach who it is meant to reach when it is meant to reach them. Even if this message doesn't reach you until 3 years from now, it has found you exactly when it was meant to find you. So the main takeaway from this message is never underestimate the things that you speak and these golden seeds that you plant from the vibration of love and the frequency of truth. They are so powerful, and they can stay, it's almost like a depending on the individual's journey that you've shared this thing with, or this truth with. Sometimes these things activate at very specific points in the journeys of others. And had you not shared that thing, had you not answered that call and that inner guidance, that activation, that step deeper into remembrance and deeper into connection with their self and source may not have happened for that person. So it's really important that we honor, the things that we are guided to speak on and share with others from that vibration of love and that frequency of truth, that we honor that and that we trust that, these things are flowing through us for a reason and a purpose. Now, on a side note, this is something that I've currently been experiencing, so I am being also called to mention this. If you are a conduit, right? If you're a channeler, you may be feeling like there's a lot of interference when it comes to your downloads and what it is you're receiving. Something that I recognize today is, for a lot of us who collect sensory data, who recognize patterns, who channel, and we're these open conduits for all of these frequencies and then all of the codes underneath. A lot of us are led by curiosity. And so it makes perfect sense that we might spend, a significant time looking at and listening to the content of others out of curiosity to see if, what other people are picking up in the collective, whether that be through the media or here in the spiritual community, if other people are picking up on the things that you're picking up on, or simply just to collect that sensory data in order to kind of figure out, what other people are picking up on other timelines and other frequencies. And it can be really, that being led by curiosity can, it can be really enticing to listen to a lot of the things that are happening online. But if you start feeling like overloaded, or like you're picking up on too many different timelines, too many frequencies, too many messages from here, from there, from everywhere, that might be your soul, your mind, your body indicating to you that you need to press the pause button on taking in information in order to process that energetic data that you've collected. This morning I woke up, and normally I'll listen to something on my phone. I'll listen to a channeled message, or I will, try to see what's happening in the macro. But today I picked up my phone, I pressed play on a video, and instantly my body, my mind, my soul like rejected it. I was like, nope, this is way too much. Like, way too much. There's way too much energetic chatter. It's starting to feel overwhelming and overstimulating. And this can get tricky because I've seen other channelers, other conduits, other people who channel energy, who feel into frequencies, who collect that energetic data, for lack of better words, talk about like psychic attacks and things of that sort. Let me share something with you. Awareness is both a shield and a sword. If you are aware of like energy manipulation and energy work and energy distortion, I want you to know that the only way that those things can affect you now, as you stand in awareness and you're consciously aware of them, is if you go into agreement with them. Meaning, and this is the power of the mind and the psyche, right? Once you recognize that these things exist, you actually have, and you're standing in your sovereignty, you then have a choice on whether or not you believe that those things have any effect on you. And what I'm recognizing is it's not like always going to be like crown manipulation or a psychic attack, or those things might be happening, but it doesn't necessarily mean that any of those things are affecting or touching you, right? People can hold that intention and send that frequency to you, but if you hold the belief, the intention, and the frequency that you're divinely protected and that, only certain things can enter your field and have the authority to manipulate or touch you, then that is so it is, right? Sometimes because it's important that we kind of take time to look at those soul potentials, because a lot of times what is actually happening is that we ourselves are taking in too much sensory data. We are watching too many things. We are observing too many things. We are picking up the energy and the frequency from too many things external to us, and not giving ourselves the time to process that sensory information, that energetic information that you have been observing, right? It's important that if you start to feel overstimulated, or like the messages that you're receiving and the messages that you're channeling are like kind of not distorted, but like you're picking up on more than what it is that you're just receiving. It's like there's all this energetic chatter around your channeled messages. That's a pretty big indicator that you might need to pause on taking in anything else, so that you can process what it is you've already taken in, and so you can be guided to or fine-tuned to the specific energy and message that you're meant to share, and being guided to share at that time. Because, and it is an act of self-love and self-care. Today, my biggest guidance that I had was not to watch anything or listen to anything. I'm not watching any videos. I'm not taking in any extra information. There's a lot that I need to energetically process from the time I've been spending in that objective observer, just picking up on all the things and taking in all the sensory data. So I'm not going to be watching or taking in anything else. I'm just going to be processing. And, you know, it was directly after me making that choice that I got this download to share with you guys. So it's like, in me not taking in any more chatter, energetic chatter, my guides were able to lead me to this specific message that I'm being guided to share without all the other energetic fluff and chatter and noise, right? So I just wanted to share that because I don't know, that's for someone else who is a conduit and is a channeler and has been feeling like they're picking up on too much. And when you take in too much, it makes it a lot more difficult for you to tune into what Source is asking you to transmit to the collective. You got to give yourself time to process all of those frequencies and the energies that you are attuned into, or else, you know, things can get a little overstimulating. So I did want to just share that, but this is the message. I'm sending you guys so much love to the universe and beyond. Bye.